Good morning. This is BloombergQuint Stocks to Watch. I am Agam Vakil. This is where we take you through three stocks that you need to keep an eye on. And today we have with us in conversation Kunj Bansal. He's a partner and chief investment officer with Sarthi Group. Kunj, good morning and thanks for joining us, taking the time out here. I'm going to begin by addressing Reliance Industries. And in the latest, we have Mubadala Investment Company, who is also going to invest about 9,000 odd crores, valuing Jio Platforms at around nearly 5 lakh crore rupees. And of course, they are going to get in an equity worth around 1.85%. Kunj, your view on Reliance Industries is the sixth large investment in Jio Platforms. What's the way forward, and how do you value this company at this point?
Yeah, fortunately, Reliance seems to have become a no-brainer right now, and that too also in the short term, which always doesn't happen. So I will leave the short term aside because now with so much of movement having happened, so many announcements having come in, this is the, as you rightly said, sixth investment coming in, and of course the rights issue having successfully gone through. In fact, it has got oversubscribed. So company has a lot of money that will help it in deleveraging itself, reducing its debt equity, which in turn gives it again a leverage in future to raise money if it requires. But leaving that aside, I think all the actions that are happening are clearly pointing towards a positive restructuring of the company on the financial side, on the debt equity and leverage management side, and that obviously is a clear positive. Amongst the business performances, we are seeing the telecom sector continuing to do well. The competitive pressures having reduced the oligopolistic nature of the industry, giving it some pricing power, supported by the regulator also asking them to increase prices. So net it is positive. The only thing I would kind of sound a warning here is that in the shorter term, we can't keep assuming that it will keep moving the way it has been moving. It does well and good, but let's not assume that. But for the medium to long term, I think all the actions are happening in favor of the company, so the call will remain.
Okay, fair enough. From there on, let's move on and talk about a sector. That's the realty sector. The reason I want to pick up on this one is because we had earnings from DLF, and it's a reasonably large player. We've seen revenues decline 32%, and not unlike a lot of the other realty companies, it's faced a remember even before COVID, a lot of these companies already were seeing a slowdown. Um, Kunja, your view on, if not DLF, then the sector, what is your overall thesis here?
Yeah. So you are right. I won't be able to give you the company because I don't track it very regularly. But certainly, yes, real estate as a sector, we have to keep monitoring because that indeed tells you a lot of things about what is happening in the economy, where are we headed, what are the people's spending habits moving to, especially post-COVID. And if we look at that, obviously, real estate doesn't seem to be coming in the immediate picture for demand recovery to be seen. If I go by the discussions with various people in the market, in the industry, various people involved in the real estate. So I think real estate as a sector will continue to see the challenges of demand. At the same time, the benefit in the sector is that if we go back 3 years or 4 years ago, we have seen that post demonetization and post era, the whole sector has been undergoing consolidation. The smaller players have been going out, and that is benefiting larger players. That will keep happening. Larger players as well as other mid-sized players in their own interest have started looking at affordable housing as a major focus because everybody feels that now, anyway, with government policy focus, affordable housing is something that had remained in the focus area. Post COVID, it will be smaller ticket size, which people will be moving to as and when demand picks up. The last point on this is that if we talk in terms of the or in the context of the market, uh, there are high beta stocks which participate in the market, both in the rise of the market, they rise higher than the market, and obviously, as a result, in fall of the market, they fall larger than the market. So, in the high beta sector, there are three generally sectors which come: BFSI, banking, financial services, automobile, and third is realty. So that's where in the shorter term, we could continue to see movement in the real estate sector depending on, in fact, if we look at the last, let's say 10 trading sessions also, wherein we saw almost a 10% rise in the market, we saw good participation from real estate stocks as well. So market participation will probably keep happening, but I think on the fundamental side, demand side, they still have challenges.
Hmm. Okay, and finally, let's address UltraTech very quickly. What we have is that the company has said that at present it's dispatching cement from all locations, and the large part of the demand is currently from retail markets, and they're only starting to see institutional demand come up, but eventually they see some normalcy, but it may take a little while longer. Kunj, your view on UltraTech Cement?
Yeah, so the broad sectoral view is positive. Unlike as we talked just about real estate sector where demand could take time to come back, surprisingly, cement has seen a demand resilience. There is a feedback that in the month of May there has been a reasonable demand of cement from the rural areas, from semi-urban areas, from institutional demand as well as you just rightly said in case of UltraTech from some of the infrastructure projects. Of course, as monsoon sets in, that could take a knock, which is expected, which happens every year, so that's more seasonal. But right now, there is a clear pickup in the demand that has happened. The other beneficial thing that has happened for the sector is the softer raw material prices, which continue to remain. In fact, pet coke, I understand, has been coming down even now also. So that has given a good margin boost to the whole sector and to UltraTech also. If we look at March quarter, that tailwind is likely to work for again for the sector as well as for UltraTech in the June quarter also. And with this sudden recovery in demand, I think the view remains positive.
Fair enough. Well, on that note, we leave it at that. Kunj, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your views on three stocks which are in focus today. And on that note, it's a wrap on the markets, but there's lots more lined up. Stay tuned to BloombergQuint.